Welcome to the Inc. Productivity Tip of the Day. Today's tip. Neuroscience says this number one characteristic separates dreamers from doers. An expert opinion by Jessica Stillman. We've all been told it's important to set goals for yourself in life, but the numbers suggest that actually, in general, we're pretty terrible at achieving them. Less than 20% of us follow through on our New Year's resolutions. Something like 60% of gym memberships are never used. More than half of the population dream of becoming entrepreneurs, but less than 20% of us start a business. Plus, there's the anecdotal evidence all around us, from mothballed novels to perpetually put off life changes. But despite these less than spectacular odds of success, some people do manage to achieve their audacious goals. What sets these doers apart from those who only dream of doing big things? Lots of factors, obviously. The world isn't fair. Some of us just have more money, talent, support, or luck than others. There's often little we can do about that, in the short term at least, with luck surprisingly being a notable exception. But neuroscience says there is one simple but impactful thing you can do to greatly increase your chances of actually achieving your biggest goals. To understand this science, we first have to take a step back and ask a seemingly simple question. What is a goal? Well, obviously, it's something we want that we have to work to get. If you stumble on a good outcome, that's not a goal. Neither can we call something a goal if we'll get it just by doing what we always do without extra effort. A goal, then, is basically wanting plus working. Most advice on how to reach your goals aims to help you work harder or smarter. But fascinating research shows that you can also impact your chances of achieving by changing the wanting part of the equation. Think about your own biggest, scariest goal. Why do you want it? You might aim to expand your business because you want to make a boatload of money, for example. Or you could be dreaming of starting a company because you've always seen yourself as an entrepreneur. Those might sound like equally good motivations to build a business. But according to neuroscience, they're not. Why you want to pursue a goal has a big impact on whether you'll reach it. When you say something like, I want to start a business because I want to be an entrepreneur, you're setting a goal that's based on identity. It's about who you want to become as a person. When you want to go start a business to make money or impress people, your motivation is external instead. Neuroscience shows this distinction matters to your brain. Researchers like Elliot T. Berkman have found that when goals are tied to identity rather than external outcomes, we recruit stronger motivational circuits in the brain to work with us, explains Harvard Organization's performance expert T. Alexander Putio on Psychology Today. Maintaining our sense of identity is one of human beings' strongest drives. So seeing a goal as fundamental to your core identity activates different and more powerful parts of our brain's motivational machinery. The result is great determination and, ultimately, a significantly higher chance of reaching that goal. This isn't just interesting brain science. It has practical implications for anyone who wants to set and actually reach big goals. If you want to be among those who reach their ambitious targets, the first step is making sure you're chasing them for the right kind of reasons. Iowa State professor and author Charles Chafin wrote, "When our goals don't align with our core identity, our values, interests, and intrinsic motivations, we struggle with motivation, burn out quickly, and feel unfulfilled. On the flip side, goals that reflect our authentic selves lead to higher well-being, persistence, and success." You can't magically make any old goal align with your identity, but you can make sure your biggest projects, the ones that will demand the most hard work and perseverance from you, line up with how you fundamentally see yourself before you start them. If you're not sure a goal is driven by intrinsic or external motivation, Chafin recommends the regret test. Imagine your future self looking back. Will you regret not pursuing this goal? If the answer is yes, it's likely meaningful to you. If not, it might be an externally driven goal. Famously, this worked for Jeff Bezos. Once you settle on a goal, how you frame it matters too. Telling yourself, "I'm training for this marathon because I'm a health-conscious runner," is going to give you a lot more motivation and grit than focusing on the pounds you might lose. It's natural when you're trying to achieve big goals to focus on the hard work you need to get there. Effort and determination are important. But where does the motivation to put in that hard work come from? For the people who actually manage to achieve their dreams, the answer is generally the incredible psychological power of identity. When we're working to become the person we're determined to be, we try harder and resist temptation better than when we chase shiny external rewards or accolades. Understanding that distinction is often the difference between reaching your biggest dreams or letting them fall by the wayside. That's it from Inc. You can find more at Inc.com. Be sure to come back tomorrow for another tip from Inc.